In my mind, I'm always the best. I don't care what the people thinking, what they say. In my mind, not just this year, but always, I'm always the best.
The man with the number 7 on his back delivers the goods for Manchester United and when they needed it most.
And Ronaldo delivers on the big stage when Juventus need it most.
Cristiano Ronaldo, who can reach areas other footballers just cannot reach.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Will there ever be another like him? UEFA's recent recognition of him as the all-time top scorer in the Champions League feels almost like destiny. This achievement becomes even more remarkable when you realize he hasn't played in the competition since 2022, after Atletico eliminated Manchester United in the round of 16. And yet, despite his absence, prolific forwards like Benzema, Lewandowski, and of course, Messi all failed to close the gap. Ronaldo's numbers remain untouchable, much like the man himself. It's almost poetic, being recognized for the very thing he's become synonymous with, scoring goals. But this milestone is just a scratch on the surface of Ronaldo's greatness. He's not just a footballer, he's one of the most discussed athletes in human history. What he's done over the past 15 years, and what he continues to do, even now as he approaches 40, is unbelievable. So will there ever be another Ronaldo? The answer quite simply is no. Here's why. Ronaldo is one of a kind, a Terminator in human form. He has shattered so many records that I could spend hours listing them, but that's not why we're here. The real reason lies in the unique qualities that make him truly irreplaceable. One of the most striking is his adaptability. Football has always had its generational talents, from Di Stefano in the 50s to Pele, Cruyff, Maradona, Zidane, and the greats that followed. But Ronaldo's versatility on the field sets him apart. He has mastered every role. He's played as a midfielder, a right winger,
Went for goal.
a left winger,
He's found Ronaldo,
and a striker.
Ronaldo!
He has honed the skill of passing with the precision of a midfielder, dribbling with the flair of a winger, and finishing with the pinpoint accuracy of the deadliest of strikers. He's harnessed all these skills, blending them into a style of play that is both lethal and elegant. And the consistency with which he delivers these peak performances is something we may never see again. Not even his son, Ronaldo Jr., will likely reach these levels. While there's every chance he could become a great footballer, the odds of him achieving the same level of excellence as his father are slim. Why? Because greatness, real greatness, often comes from hardship. There's a saying, hard times create strong men. Adversity and challenges build character, strength, and resilience. Ronaldo and his son grew up in two completely different environments, which, by default, affects how each of them perceives the world. Ronaldo, growing up, faced some of the hardest times. His father was often drunk. His family was poor, so poor they couldn't guarantee a decent meal. He was bullied as a kid, which led him to skip classes out of fear. He almost didn't make it into this world. His mother had considered aborting him. At 15, he was diagnosed with a heart condition that could have ended his career before it even began. But these challenges didn't break him. They shaped him. They built his discipline, his drive, and his relentless hunger to succeed. By the age of 17, Ronaldo was living far from his family, supporting them on a £24 a year salary from Sporting Lisbon. Had he not endured these struggles, he wouldn't be the Ronaldo we know today. It was hardship that fueled his talent and allowed him to stay at the pinnacle of football for over 15 years. While adversity alone can destroy a person, Ronaldo's greatness was forged through both the trials he faced and the support he received from his family. Though Ronaldo Jr. has undoubtedly inherited his father's determination, he's growing up in a world of luxury, a world far removed from the one his father knew. He can hop into one of his dad's Bugattis whenever he wants. As much as Ronaldo instills the values of hard work and discipline in his son, it's just not the same. Ronaldo Jr.'s challenges are different, and that fire, that do-or-die mentality, may never burn as intensely as it did for his father. This is something many great footballers share, a common thread of struggle. Most of them come from difficult backgrounds, where football wasn't just a passion, but an escape, a way out. Ronaldo is no exception, and it's one of the reasons he stands where he does today. Even physically, Ronaldo is built differently. His fascia, the fibrous connective tissue that stabilizes the body, provides strength, and aids joint stability by holding muscles together, plays a significant role in his extraordinary athleticism. For example, while an average person like Samuel might have a fascia development of 32.3%, and the average footballer sits at about 56.3%, Ronaldo's fascia is likely developed around 79.1%, more than 20% above other elite players. This gives him an edge. It's why he can leap higher, shoot with more power, and sprint with such explosive speed. It's why his body recovers from injuries quickly and withstands harsh tackles. And even now, at nearly 40, he moves with the athleticism of a man half his age. It takes a rare kind of mindset to consistently push beyond physical and mental limits. Ronaldo's ability to do this, time and time again, proves his uniqueness. In simple terms, his brain operates on a completely different level than other footballers. The human brain is wired for self-preservation, programmed to avoid pain and seek comfort. But Ronaldo has trained himself to override these instincts. Anything that causes discomfort, whether mental or physical, is something most people instinctively avoid. But Ronaldo is different. He's cultivated an extraordinary level of discipline that allows him to override those natural tendencies. His prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making, impulse control, and long-term planning, is incredibly sharp. This is what enables him to keep going when others would give up. When he's exhausted, he pushes harder. When tempted to relax, he remains focused. Even the criticism, whether from pundits, fans, or the media, becomes fuel for him to improve. It's as though nothing can break him because his vision is so clear. This kind of mental resilience would drain most people, but for Ronaldo, it's his driving force. It's what pushes him to set new goals, even after achieving what others would call impossible. He's hardwired his brain to accept nothing less than greatness, and that's why he's not just unique, but someone we may never see again. Mike Clegg, Manchester United's former power development trainer, put it best.
There's no magic pills on a journeys like Cristiano Ronaldo's. It's all about hard work, day in, day out, week in, week out, year in, year out. People said to me, how did you get that skinny kid into that big muscly guy in 6 months? There was never any skinny guy anyway. I had a great physique when he first came. But it took 5.5 years that we worked together for him to produce what he wanted to produce. It takes time.
People often mention Kylian Mbappe in the same conversation, especially since his move to Madrid was first rumored. But let's be honest, there's no comparison. When Ronaldo joined Real Madrid, he was already the best player in the world. He had a Ballon d'Or, a Champions League title, a European Golden Boot, and nearly every major trophy English football had to offer. Sure, Mbappe has a World Cup, has scored more goals at a young age, and has reached 2 World Cup finals, even scoring a hat-trick in one. But here's the truth, it's easier to win with France than with Portugal. Before Mbappe, France had already won the Euros and the World Cup. Portugal, on the other hand, had won nothing before Ronaldo. In his first 10 games for Madrid, Ronaldo scored 10 goals. He would go on to score 440 more in just 438 matches. Can Mbappe match that? It's highly unlikely. And that's not even factoring in the 451 goals Ronaldo has added since then, making him the only player in history to surpass 900 career goals. As prolific as Erling Haaland is, he would need to score 50+ goals a season for 15 straight years, while staying injury-free, just to catch up to Ronaldo's numbers. And who knows if he'll still be performing at that level when he's 30. That's where Ronaldo truly sets himself apart. Most players begin to decline after they hit 30, but not Ronaldo. In fact, he scored 438 goals since turning 30, more than the entire careers of legends like Wayne Rooney, Thierry Henry, Ronaldo Nazario, and Didier Drogba. He's done in 9 years what they couldn't in 15. Even Messi would need to score 64 more goals just to equal Ronaldo's tally if Ronaldo stopped playing today. But it's not just about the numbers or the longevity. Ronaldo didn't dominate in just one league or entertain just one nation. He scored over 100 goals in Italy, 140+ in England, 450 in Spain, and more than 130 for Portugal. His ability to adapt to different footballing cultures and tactical environments and still dominate is unparalleled. That kind of versatility is rare, even among the best. While he's most famous for his goal scoring, Ronaldo has never been shy about creating opportunities for others. If you stripped away all his goals and judged him purely as a playmaker, he'd still be considered one of the best. His 250 career assists put him in the same conversation as legendary playmakers like Mesut Ozil, Cesc Fabregas, and Kevin De Bruyne. He's been crucial in both the build-up and the finish, especially in his younger years. There's even a saying that if he had been surrounded by better finishers, he'd have more career assists than Messi. Even Sir Alex Ferguson, a man who has managed and witnessed some of the greatest talents in football, Pele, Maradona, Di Stefano, Cruyff, Beckenbauer, Ronaldo, Zidane, Ronaldinho, and more, has said that Cristiano is the greatest player he's ever seen. Coming from someone who has watched football's true legends, that statement carries immense weight. And then there are his performances in the biggest moments. Ronaldo has delivered more often in high-pressure situations than almost any other player, whether it was the hat-trick against Spain to keep Portugal in the World Cup, his towering header in the Champions League final for Manchester United, the hat-trick against Sweden to secure Portugal's World Cup qualification, or the back-to-back hat-tricks that propelled Real Madrid and Juventus to the Champions League quarterfinals. Ronaldo shows up when others might shrink, and who could forget that bicycle kick against Juventus in front of one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. Moments like these are why he is the player who silenced the Camp Nou, a feat no one else has achieved. He joined Manchester United at 18 and in just 6 years transformed into the best player in the world, winning everything at the club level and claiming every major individual accolade. They even created the Puskas Award to honor his screamer against Porto in 2009. When he joined Real Madrid, he ascended to legendary status, helping them win their first Copa del Rey in 18 years, their 10th Champions League, and 3 more after that. And we simply can't talk about Cristiano Ronaldo without mentioning his insane records. The man is like a living storybook, continuously rewriting every chapter in football history. He holds the record for the most goals scored in official senior competitions, a feat that stands above all others. He's the first player to win league titles, domestic cups, domestic super cups, the Champions League, the Club World Cup, the Golden Shoe, and the Ballon d'Or with not just 1, but 2 different clubs. Think about that for a moment, and he's far from done. Ronaldo is the oldest player ever to score a hat-trick at a World Cup, and the only player in history to score 50-plus goals in 7 consecutive calendar years. It's mind-boggling. And the list, it just keeps growing, as if there's no end to his capacity to break new ground.